There's been a couple of red flags.
There was a little bit of anger underneath her face.
Red flag.
I could feel that anger seething. You ever hear like a teapot slowly start seething? That's what you feel.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Trace and Animate. In this project, we'll be doing Abba and Preach. So after doing this Star Wars project, I wanted to do a project that wasn't as complicated, something that I would just enjoy doing, without worrying about details. So instead of doing a movie or a series or something else, I decided to do one of the YouTubers that I watch, which is Abba and Preach. So in this episode, or in this project rather, we'll be doing Abba and Preach. So we'll first start with Preach. We'll work our way from the left and go to the right. So after Preach, we're gonna move on to Abba in the next video. So with this one, it was a fairly simple project. It didn't require a lot of details. This one took about 50 minutes to do to trace each image, and then the whole project in total came to about, I'd say, maybe 3 hours. So it was a very fast project. It was easy, and I really did enjoy it, especially after coming from the Star Wars project that really that really did bring my confidence a bit down. So I thought I would do something that simple. So here, as you can see, I'm already, I would even say halfway done with the lines and the shapes, which I always start with. So here I'm just doing the head, and then with this with tracing Preach here, I just went back to the essence of just tracing the the minimal parts of a person and just trying to capture their essence instead of trying to trace everything. We could go more detailed, but as we've learned, that does come back to haunt us. So here, as you can see, I'm just tracing the basic, or capturing the basic shapes of Preach. And then I was worried about the dreads, but they actually came out better than I'd hoped, because I thought that they might require a little more detail just to appear more dimensional. But I was actually happy with the results. I was dreading to do the dreads. That's a dad joke right there. But anyways, so you can see he's already coming to life, and we're not even like complete, but you can already see his form coming together. So you can see that was fast, just doing the dreads, putting the highlights in there, and all those other little details that you might have. So you can see I'm adding there. And then here I did work on some line thicknesses towards the beginning, but I decided that I'd wait and then I'd come back to them a bit later on. So here you can see I'm just adding more, and I think when it comes to tracing Preach, the only thing that was a bit time consuming, I think it would be the camouflage jacket, and it was just mostly the you'll see it's those contour lines, if I can call it. But here I was just working on his eyes, and again you note that it's the same process when it comes to tracing and animating, that you just follow the same patterns, or as they say, you rinse and repeat. So you keep on doing the same thing. So here you can see I was glad with the results. I was worried about how the beard was gonna look, to be honest, because at first it just wasn't coming out the way I wanted it, and the fact that it's also a 5 o'clock shadow, rather than I think it's like when your beard is growing back. So here I'm just drawing the lips, and then these lips will have to be replaced with ones that can be lip synced, so that when he talks they will have motion to them. But again, for purpose intended, we're just drawing the for the image to be complete. So this is the part I was talking about, where I'm drawing the camouflage. So you can see just using the pencil tool and just moving things around. So here I was just tracing very rough, and then it's finally coming together. So I've been watching Abba and Preach for as long as I can remember, and then so I think that's why those were the first guys that came to mind. So I just want to do like a couple of YouTubers. It's just two that I have in mind, especially the guys that I watch the most. So it's Abba and Preach and Graham Stephan. And then I've also been thinking of mediocre tutorials and reviews. I'm also thinking of doing, like, you know, that opening that he does. I'm hoping to do that once I have done other projects, especially after I've done difficult projects. So here I'm just coloring in the jacket, you know, getting the colors of the camouflage, because that was the major concern in this project, just getting the camouflage. And once that looked right, I was happy with the overall tracing of Preach here. And I've also been searching online to find their dance videos, because I think they do dance, but I can't find their dance videos. Like I've searched on the internet like for hours, and I couldn't find their performance. I have seen some of their comedy stuff on YouTube that they've posted, but I think they also dancers, and I was looking for that. So here, this black stuff that you see, it's actually the shade. So it was very difficult to put the shade on with the camouflage. So what I did was I just created another layer where I could put the shadow or the creases of the jacket. So I played around with the opacity until it looked right. So here what I'm doing, I'm just getting his skin color, and then you can see he looked a bit, it didn't look right. So I did have to find shades and shades until found the one that looked right. So I was happy with this one. So you can see he's starting to look alright. But if I'm not mistaken, I did come back to it to change it. If you enjoy what you're watching, please consider subscribing. I do this type of videos where I trace and animate from movies, series, and anime, anything. So if you like what you're watching or you've made it this far, please consider subscribing. I always leave an inside joke in every video. So pronouns, just type in pronouns in the comments. I know you're wondering, like, why would I type that? It's just our inside joke. Every video has an inside joke. Sometimes it's numbers. With this project, it's just gonna be I don't know, something in English. So pronouns was the first thing. So if you can type in pronouns in the comment, I know that you've gotten this far. That's how I always tell. So it's usually one in every video, but hey, even if you made it this far and you don't type it in the comments, that's still alright. But thank you so much for watching this far. Right, so here I'm just adding the shade to his just like the fade cut, and then I just played around with the opacity. And here I'm working on his eyes. It looked weird, so I had to add that little the pupil in his eyes. So you can see is it the iris? The iris, I think it's the iris, yeah. And then you can see I did change the shade just to make him look a bit darker. And then here, just playing around with the so that the outside of the head is dark, and then the inside is light. So we are coming to a close. Right now we're just playing with the line thicknesses. The full image is actually complete, so now it's just a few details that we messing with. And here I'd forgotten to color in something, but yeah, we should be coming to a close. And as you can see, doesn't look exactly like Preach, but I think it holds the essence of Preach. So if Preach, should you ever watch this one day, I do apologize if this offends you and it doesn't look like you, but I had fun tracing the image. Alright, so you can see I think that does look a bit like him now, and I'm just continue playing with the line thicknesses. And then what we're gonna do is just do a little test render to see if it works as an animation, and then we should come to a close. And then you can see here just playing with their eyes, making them dark a bit. Again, you can see that I only put in the necessary details. Again, you don't want to make it too detailed, especially when it's a person. All right, so now we're just adding the amateur so that he'll be able to move around should we move him, and then we should get started on the test animation. So here you can see just playing around with the eyes. So after this, after we do Preach, the next video is gonna be ABBA, and then the last video of this project is gonna be me animating the whole thing. So I hope you guys will stick around and check out all those videos, and if you want to see them, just subscribe so that when they release you'll be notified. All right, so thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed what you're watching, please consider subscribing. Check out the next videos and check out the previous videos that I've done, and then we should be moving on to ABBA.